But everybody, I want to welcome you to the LSN case study hangout. We're in week 3 of the case study. Have some really exciting information to go over this evening. And the way we actually wanted to start it out this evening is I got to talk to Robert, also known as Chase, earlier, and he put together a really cool funnel on the front end. And Robert, I wanted to give you like 5 or so minutes to kind of tell us what you did, kind of go over, maybe share on a screen capture. Do try to sum it up as much as you can because we do, like I said, have a lot of information that we're going to go over tonight. But I definitely want to go over to you because I saw some of the funnels you put together last week, and I think that what you've done is really, really awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to you, man, and mute myself out, and you can just take it over.
It's really easy. It shouldn't really take too long from like what I'm gonna show you. But I pretty much just use graphics from like a product, and like if you guys need it, I'll just give you like if you share a link and you can like download it and use it yourselves so you can have it in your toolbox. But I'm gonna show you exactly like how I did it and how I got it to work. This really just shows like the power of the system, being able to customize things. But everybody can see my screen, right? Or is it coming up? Sometimes it comes up as black, and then you guys will see it.
Yeah, you're good. You're good, Robert. I can see it good.
Everybody else can see it? Cool, cool, cool. All right, so this was the original one that I built, and I literally like can whip it up in like a few minutes. So hold up, log back in. Sometimes it acts weird. All right, so I'm gonna be really, really quick, but basically, this is what I've been able to create, and this right here started out as blank in the background. So what you want to do is, you want to go to the marketing hub and go to the capture page wizard, and of course, do a custom background. But I'll just leave it blank because the templates that I'm using, they look best on just like a blank canvas. Hit proceed, right? So this was actually something I'm glad you showed me. I didn't know how to stop this, but you change this to white. I usually like it to just leave it in white like you showed me. You knock that out, then you drop the borders are gone, and just get a little bit to the shadow, right? So now you're gonna proceed, first name, email, we're just gonna leave it at that. Proceed again, and then you choose your button. Right, I usually like this one, the free access. And now this is the part where you turn the buttons on, and this is where you be putting in your actual content, right? So we're gonna proceed, and these 3 boxes are where you want to put the templates. Now I'm about to go onto my actual desktop. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it as I pull it up, but so yeah, I got everything right here. Oh, it's already on my desktop, so I don't gotta do that. So basically, guys, all I'll really do is like where it says place content here, I'll just like take this out, right? And I will hit upload, right? You can hit upload image, or you can just get the HTML. It doesn't. This section, I'm just gonna upload the image. Go here, and like let's say inside of my toolbox, I want to get the picture like this. Okay, let's go inside here. I'm gonna choose it right.
Hey, Robert, I think your screen froze up.
Oh, my screen froze.
Oh, there you are. I see you now. Okay, I got you.
All right, and what I'll do is like this right here. When I save it, this is what it's gonna look like when I view the page. So obviously you want to put something at the top because it comes down, but you got extra things once you actually go in and look inside of the content. And I'm not really going to go into it because we don't have that much time, but just know that you'll be able to go through and look at a whole bunch of different like templates and different cool things that look similar to this right here, but basically it's just copy and paste, guys. It's just looking through and seeing what fits. Like, I mean, they got different categories. Like this right here and this right here are in two different categories. Like, this was in the category of hooks. You know what I mean? Something that's going to catch their attention, and then obviously important notice. And all of this stuff right here counts, guys, because it's it's pleasing to the eyes and it's highly converting. You know what I mean? It looks different. It's just something
Hey,
that.
Robert, that's what I was going to ask you. Have you tested those capture pages and seen what your rate is on conversions?
Yeah, I'm getting myself up there to about. I'm like right now I'm balancing in between like 40 and 50, which isn't bad, but like I'm a 70-80 type of guy. Like I want to be getting 70 to 80, and I actually wish that we had the training recorded last week because I wanted to put a video in here. I think I can get it up to 70 or 80 if I had a video in there along with this stuff right here. But guys, do you like get what I'm doing? Like, once you get the actual templates, all you really got to do is you upload them, or you can get the HTML code and do it this way. But I just like to leave them on my desktop and upload them. And just like right here, like I can just once again go inside of upload, go on my desktop, and let's say I want to put something like, hold on, let me go inside of my actual inbox. But this may look like it's frozen again because I'm looking inside of it. Oh, I got a lot of stuff here. So I'm gonna go inside. Here's copy and paste headlines. Offer. Cartoon joints. Okay, here go one for you guys. Let's see what this looks like. Oops. Dang. Let me go to this. Try this one more time. Oh, wait a minute, guys. I'm sorry. I don't have that unzipped. But basically, guys, I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time here. It's basically the same thing. Anything that you want to change, you just look inside of the folder that I'm going to give you guys. It's going to have all of the templates you need. You can go around and play inside of it and just really get creative. That's all that it is. You get creative, you upload it, and you make sure it looks good. And you can make pretty dope, like, sales funnels just like this. And
Cool.
the thing about it is that this stuff right here really, really works. Like, I mean, I don't even do ClickBank, but you see how at the bottom, like, this is just like random, like, McAfee Secure, like, everybody's seeing McAfee and stuff. It just makes them seem like, oh, okay, this is like, some real deal type stuff. But at the same time,
It is real deal type stuff.
like, people see this and they're like, oh my goodness, like, it's something on the other side. And then, they just go through and they go through the funnel, and I give them that value with the actual funnel that I got them sent to. LSN. So I hope that helps you guys a lot.
Yeah, hey Robert, thank you very much for sharing with that, man. And that is an excellent example of what you can do with the custom capture page. Like I said, we're definitely going to be remaking the video of last week. We're going to send that out to you guys and get all that stuff done. But what I want to do now is I want to turn it over to my partner, Keith Kearney, and let him take it away this evening. We've got a lot of things we need to cover tonight, and we're going to go over a lot of great content for you guys. Tonight, we're going to be talking a lot about follow-up. We're going to be talking about integrating your follow-up with your LSN blog, how you can actually use your blog in a very easy, very effective way to actually follow up with your prospects through your autoresponder messages. We're also going to be talking about the different types of follow-up that you can do, the different types of videos that you can make, some of the tools that you can use to make those videos, and why video is really important, why video really works better than anything else, and especially when you combine it with the written content, it's very, very effective, very, very powerful. So, Keith, I'm going to just hand it over to you, man, let you take it away. Robert, thank you very, very much for sharing that with us this evening. Awesome job, by the way. And Keith, go ahead, man.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. That was great, guys. Thanks for being here with us tonight. I apologize for last week. I was on vacation. I had very bad connection, so I wasn't able to really get on. And actually, in fact, I did miss some of that, and it just so happens that we didn't record it. So I believe Chris was showing us how to create a sales page or a capture page with the LSN tool suite. So I know some people are probably thinking, when are we going to jump into the blog and start showing you guys all the techniques and the tricks? And Trust me, there's a method to the way that we're showing this to you. We do plan on getting a little bit more deeper down that rabbit hole next week. But for today, I don't know, Chris, if you did we share the? You can just give a thumbs up or not. Did we give the PDF to people yet, or are they going to get the PDF after the training here tonight? Afterwards? Okay. So we have a PDF. Actually, Chris put this together for us. It's a trend we have each week. So it's kind of like a study guide, and we give you guys some homework to go on. So the first point here we're going to be talking about is with your sales funnel is understanding that you are the expert. Okay. Remember that you are the expert in this industry. If you know just a little bit more than 98% of the population about something, then you are the expert. And being part of this case study is going to make you an expert. So be sure that you portray yourself that way. Chris and I feel like too many times, guys, people are viewing themselves as new marketers getting started in the industry. You know, they don't have a lot of success under their belt, and you put a number on success. You know, you say, well, in order for me to be successful, I have to start making $10,000 a month, or I need to earn a six-figure income, and that's not really the case, guys. Something that's helped me to move along in my success journey is to understand that these little mini successes along the way are definitely going to help. So whenever you have these small mini successes along the way, you need to glorify that success. You need to look at yourself and say, you know what, I'm doing more than 98% of the people in this industry are doing, because the sad fact is, guys, is that 98% of the people that join a home-based business are not going to go on and make it a full-time income. In fact, most of these people aren't going to go on and make any money, okay? So if you join this industry and 3 or 4 or 5 months in, or even a year in, you get yourself to a position where you're making $500 a month. It doesn't even have to be a steady monthly income. I remember when I made my first $100 in affiliate marketing, I was excited about that, guys. You know, so you have to understand that even if you get to a point where you earn your first $100 in affiliate marketing, if you were to just randomly go out there and talk to 5 or 10 marketers on Facebook, there's a good chance that you're that much further ahead than those other marketers, okay? Yeah, they might, you know, you've heard the saying, fake it till you make it, and a lot of people on Facebook will try to come across like they're making all this money and they're having all this success, and a lot of marketers are guilty of that. But once you start, you know, really working with people and learning more about them, you realize that most of the people that you talk to, guys, are not making a lot of money in this industry. And we don't say that to you know, put a negative phrase on this industry in any way. It's just a simple fact that most people aren't willing to do what it takes, okay? So to sum it up, guys, you have to realize that you are an expert in this industry, and your funnel needs to reflect that, okay? So you need to have your funnel filled with amazing content. It needs to showcase who you are. You need to show people and basically provide a solution for people. And here's a really good tip that I can give you. It doesn't matter. The funnel process, there's definitely quite a few steps along the way. Okay, so from the front page where people will opt in to, you know, the next page that you lead them to the follow-up email autoresponder series that you create, and so on. It's so important, guys, that we have the headline of our funnel and our capture page set up the right way. It's so important that we have the video set up the right way, because this is something I've learned in video marketing and YouTube, guys. People are judging you within the first 5 or 10 seconds they watch your video. And again, we don't say that to make you feel worried about creating video content, but that's the truth. You know, there's so much out there now. So if you don't have a compelling headline, if you don't have something that's just going to grab them and strike them fancy, so to speak, then you really don't have anything, okay, guys? So you could put all this work on the back end of your funnel, but if you don't have a good front end of your funnel, it's not going to really work for you, okay? So since you're the expert, you need to act like it. You need to lead by example, and you need to definitely put your funnel together in a way that it makes sense for people, okay? And the best thing that I can, and we'll show you, I'll show you my page later on down the road, or maybe later on tonight actually, but the best thing that you can do for people is to provide a solution to a major issue they may be facing. So act like a marketer that can educate them on something, create a solution in the marketplace for people, and I promise you that's going to get a whole bunch of people to opt into your funnel. So Chris, that's the first point. I'm going to go ahead and hand it back over to you so you can go and move on with step 2 here.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And we are going to be doing a lot of training tonight with screen capture presentation and stuff like that. I noticed my face is just blanked out on this screen. We don't have really good bandwidth for whatever reason tonight. So hopefully we're coming through clearly. Will you guys give me a thumbs up if you all can still hear me? Everybody's following okay? All right, awesome. You know, what Keith was talking about is exactly right. The reason why 98% of people fail is because they don't follow the process all the way through. Basically, what will happen is somebody will set up a capture page. They'll get excited. They'll say, oh, I'm going to do this right. They set up their capture page, and they type one autoresponder message. They send their capture page out to their traffic sources. A couple of people opt in, but they don't get the results that they'd hoped for right away, so they don't continually drive traffic to that capture page, and 2 weeks down the line, they're on to something else. They're looking for the next best thing, looking for that quick cash. The truth is, guys, that this industry is something that takes stick-activity. The first time I earned a 5-figure monthly income in this industry was 2.5 years after being inside of a company, working my butt off for the entire 2.5 years. Now, I can go to that level much faster now that I know the process and I know how to do it, but you can't give up on it. And the next point that we wanted to make to you guys this evening is when you're going through the process, you need to keep in mind that your content is digital in nature, okay? It's digital. Once you click the save button, it's going to be there next week. It's going to be there 2 weeks from now. So basically what you need to do is you need to look at building your funnel like you're building a house, okay? Brick by brick, step by step. You've got to start off with the foundation. Once you have the foundation built, you've got to build your bricks on top of that foundation. You've got to put together your follow-up, and you've got to put effort into your follow-up. You can't just write a whole bunch of dibbly-dabbly email messages and say, you know, these are going to convert my prospects into buyers. That's not going to work. You've got to spend time on the follow-up. The more professional you are in the follow-up process, the better that follow-up process is going to convert. And I know how it is to plug into a program and want to have success right away and not want to wait on the money. You know, we are raised in this country with the employee mindset where you go to work and you get paid the very next week, or you go to work and you get paid the very next month. Now, people aren't used to having to work for a year before they're earning a full-time income. But that's the power of residual income, because once you're at that level where you're earning a full-time income, then it's going to continue to build on itself. That's where your income is going to grow on autopilot, and your team is going to have enough momentum where you can really truly walk away. It's called walk away residual income. I have several opportunities that I've been involved with in the past that still pay me to this day that I don't even promote anymore with true walk away residual income. So it does take time. It is a process. It is something that you have to put together. It is something that you have to put the effort into. And as we go through this process, what I want to encourage you guys to do is put that effort into it. You know, don't back off and, you know, don't get lazy in the process. Don't say, well, I'm only going to write 3 generic email messages and say, oh, LSN is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm not going to put any effort into making videos to show people how awesome LSN is, or whatever it is that you're doing, whatever opportunity you're promoting, because that's the great thing about LSN is you can promote anything. You can build multiple funnels, and that's ultimately what you want to do. You don't want to just have one front end. How can you split test one front? You know, I mean, how can you split test one capture page? You can't. You've got to have multiple capture pages. You've got to have multiple follow-up processes that are driving people into the same funnel where you're ultimately sending broadcast messages to these people, but the front ends are so important. They're overlooked by 98% of people, by 98% of marketers, and that's why 98% of people are failing. All of the people on Facebook and all the people around the internet that you see promoting all these different opportunities, it's just like Keith said, they'll never admit it to you if you're talking to them in a chat conversation, but when you really get to know people, when you really get to know where they're at, a lot of people are trying to fake it, and you can't fake success, guys. You've got to work towards success. You got to be willing to do what it takes to succeed, and those of you who are in this case study right now, you have a real advantage over everybody else, because the defining factor is people who succeed they follow the process that we're going to be going over with you guys. And if you follow the process, I can't guarantee income. I'm not going to do that. You know, I give that big disclaimer right up front on everything I do. But I promise you, you will be successful. I promise you, you will find success if you follow this process without giving you a guarantee. Keith, go ahead, take it away, man.
Awesome, Chris. Hey, am I coming through really soon? Because I'm just noticing like everything's really laggy on this hangout here tonight. So anyway, guys, we apologize for that. Good job there, though, Chris. So yeah, moving along, guys. This, you know, like I said, there is a method to the madness here because in order to start to generate blog traffic, you know, there's quite a few things that we need to do, but we need to make sure that this funnel is set up the right way. We just need to, guys, because if not, all you're going to be doing is sending people to your blog, driving traffic, and you won't have any way to capture the information and build relationships with people. And Chris, you said it, man. I have seriously created and network relationships with people on Facebook. I've worked with a lot of people, and that's when people start to open up to me and share with me where they really are in their business. And that's when something like a light bulb kind of went off in my head, and I said, you know what? People really aren't as far along as I thought they were, and it's okay not to be, you know, successful in your business or as far along as you hope you would be, as long as you keep working at it, keep trying towards it. But understand, guys, that you are the expert. If you know just a little bit more than that next person, then that's something that you can share with them. So moving on to step 3, the case study content is the perfect content for your funnel because your funnel is going to need to be jam-packed full of content. Now, by a show of hands, because I know we're on mute, I just want to ask this question. How many of you are familiar with the name Mike Dillard? You could just raise your hand if you've ever heard of that name before. Okay, I see a couple, and I know some people are off cam. Mike Dillard is not really as engaged in this industry as he was years back, but Mike Dillard was the king of educating people through his funnel. Okay, now when I first got started in this business, in this industry, online marketing that was, I found Mike Dillard's magnetic sponsoring. And looking into Mike Dillard's magnetic sponsoring, you know, I realized that he was one of the first people that I found on this internet that was willing to give some information away to me for free. And Tina, I noticed you just joined us, and we love to have you here tonight, but do you mind putting your microphone on mute? And I think, Denise, you might be, you need to mute yourself as well. Thank you, because I was just hearing a little feedback there. But Mike Dillard, I mean, this guy was the king of kings when it came to educating you, okay? So you would opt into this guy's funnel system, and before he asked you to pay a dime, he was all about educating you through, at first it was actually just a little PDF that he would send you. He later turned that into a video series, which I thought was great. And Chris, I'm jumping ahead just a little bit, and I know Chris is going to share how to create a compelling video follow-up, guys, but we need to really start thinking about creating content for our funnel. Because if we're not educating people and we're not showing people, you know, providing that solution for people, then they're not looking at you as that authority figure. And we all know that people are only that are in this industry.
Hey Keith, hold up.
You don't look at somebody.
Let it reset real quick because you're lagging really bad. Is he lagging anybody else? Anybody else here in major lag? Okay. Yeah, just let it reset for a second, man. Now go ahead.
Sure. Okay, so did you hear what I was talking about with Mike Dillard being the king of the funnel and all that? Yes? Okay. So what we need to do is we need to focus on having some quality content for people. And Chris, in this PDF, you gave us an idea on how you could do this, and I'm going to give you one of my own ideas as well. But you said, you know, 7 reasons why having a blog is important. We covered that in the first training here, okay? So you can use those 7 reasons as 7 follow-up messages to your prospects. One of the biggest things that I hear, and people say, Keith, you know, I don't have content. I don't know what to come up. I don't know what to write about. I don't know what to add to my sales funnel. Guys, there is a wealth of information out there available to you. You have to, you know, dig deep down into the creative side of your brain, and you have to start thinking outside of the box. You got to come up with creative strategies because you know what? This is a tough industry to be in, and people are constantly going to be outthinking you. They're going to be outsmarting you. They're going to be coming up with different ideas than you. So, you know, you have to be on the up and up. You just have to be. You have to be willing to go out there and do the things necessary to beat out your competition. I mean, there's really no other way to say it. So, Chris, you gave us a great example on how we could do this. We could create, just from the content that we covered in the first training here, guys, you could create 7 separate follow-up videos, okay? So these videos would be videos part of your autoresponder email series, okay? So somebody opts into your front-end funnel page. They are then taken through to the page that you direct them to. From there, they are going to start receiving email messages from you, and inside of those messages, what Chris and I would recommend is you create personalized video messages, and you might want to say something like, have a really important video message I want to share with you here. Click on the link below to hear more about it, and you want to make it compelling. You know, this is something that I was thinking, just came off the top of my head tonight. Once you guys start learning how to get listed in the search engines, you know, search engine traffic is a commodity, okay? It's hard to come about, okay? So if you can really start to generate search engine traffic and get yourself listed in the search engines, then you are at a point where people will pay you big dollars to get that information. Guys, your success is only limited to your own creativity with this. I mean, this isn't just network marketing. When you start to learn how to get listed in the search engines, I mean, sky is the limit, guys. I mean, we're not talking network marketing. We're talking anything that you come up with, business-wise, affiliate marketing-wise, your own product-wise, selling other people's products. There's just so many ways, monetizing traffic through Google AdWords and ad hits. I mean, if you're generating traffic and you're not making money, then you're dead in the water, you know. So once you learn how to get listed, all it takes is to get one post listed in the search engine. You then have that confidence, right? That you then have that confidence instilled inside of you. Now you can go out and create a funnel follow-up, sharing with people how you were able to get listed in the search engine on the first page. I'm giving you guys a major tip here because this is stuff that I use. Once you learn it, don't be ashamed to share it with people. Don't think, oh, I'm here with Keith and Chris and I don't want to come off like I'm an expert. We want you to come off like an expert. We want you to act like an expert in this industry. So once you get one post listed in the search engine, I know, Michael, I saw you do it. You know, you highlighted a picture of yourself and, you know, said, hey, look at me, I'm in the top of Google. That's the stuff you need to be doing. That's the stuff that you need to showcase. So once you learn how to do it, you don't have to get every post you've ever created listed. Just got to get one and then realize that you're that much further ahead than the next person. So in summing up this point, guys, content is important for your funnel. You know, it's basically the lifeblood of your funnel. If you don't have the good content, you're not going to keep people engaged. You're not going to show them anything, and you're not going to share anything with them. And Chris, there's a nice line that you put in here too, and I'll just let them read that in the PDF because you did a really good job on this, man. I want to say that I really appreciate you putting this together for us because, guys, we're going to send you the PDF after tonight, but there's a lot of good information here. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it back to you, Chris.
Cool, brother. Thank you, Keith. Amazing job. And like you said, it definitely is the follow-up that's going to convert your prospects into buyers and take them to the highest level of your company, to the highest level of whatever company that you're in. And there are a million different ways to do it, guys, as far as generating content. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my screen share presentation at this moment in time, and I'm going to show you a cool little tool here. This is called Screencast-O-Matic, and it's a free tool that you can use. You can download it for free, actually, from Screencast-O-Matic. Actually, I think to download the desktop version, you have to pay like $14 a year. Go ahead and spend the $14. I have no incentive to advertise Screencast-O-Matic to you, but I've actually got Camtasia on the desktop behind me, and Camtasia, to me now, is too cumbersome, because Screencast-O-Matic is so much easier to use. So all I would have to do is I click the record button, and now I have the screen capture presentation up. All I've got to do is have a microphone, which all of us on this Hangout already have, and we can generate content all day long. Now, what I want to do is I want to give you some ideas on generating content, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to StumbleUpon, because StumbleUpon is a great place to generate content ideas. Now, what I don't want to do is I don't want to plagiarize content, okay? I don't want to copy an article verbatim. I don't want to take somebody else's idea and use it exclusively as my own, like I came up with it. But the reality is, guys, is that there's nothing new under the sun, okay? Everything that somebody's talking about on the internet, the things that Keith and I are teaching you, we learned from someone else, somewhere else. So these are not exclusively our ideas. These are other people's ideas that people came up with, and we're just basically, you know, passing the knowledge on. That's what we want you to do. use the information in the case study. That's a prime example of what you could use for a follow-up. Let me stumble to another article, though. But I just stumble. When I'm looking for content ideas, here's a good one: how to build your Facebook landing page if you're not a programmer. Okay, so I can go through this article, educate myself, look at all the points, look at all the screen shares, look at what's going on here in this article. There's several different points here. I could actually make content out of each one of these points, okay? I could put together a video series, just educate myself real quick here on StumbleUpon, put together a video series based on these points, and I'm done. You know, I've basically got an awesome follow-up series just taking information that I got from somewhere else. Now, again, you do not want to plagiarize. You don't want to copy word for word. You don't want to use these things verbatim. But just stumbling across different websites is going to give you a lot of different ideas. Now, another thing that you can do to generate content, which is really simple, is use OpenOffice. OpenOffice is a really simple, really effective tool that you can use. I don't know why mine's not opening. But you can make these real simple presentations with OpenOffice. It's free to download. Just go to openoffice.org. This is the presentation tool. It's basically like Microsoft Office, except it doesn't cost hundreds of dollars. It's free. So what I would do is I could just create a little slideshow presentation with nothing but a white background. I've got my Screencast-O-Matic opened. I can click on slideshow, and I would just go to the first of the slideshow presentation. I would click record, and I would just read this. And one of the things that I've noticed about, you know, making presentations like this is it makes it a lot easier when you just put one sentence on each page. You can read it a lot easier. It flows a lot better. And that's all I would do. I would just click the record button, and it's going to count me down. And the page that you're on right now has the solution to why 98% of marketers are failing miserably online. You know why people fail? First of all, before you answer that question, think about the people who are succeeding in this industry. Okay, so you just go through, you read it. It's very simple concept. This is a great way to create a front end for your funnel. Create a little Screencast-O-Matic presentation. Notice how everything we're showing you to do here is completely free. You know, nothing's costing you anything. I don't know if you guys have checked out our YouTube training channel or not, but the other day I made a video on how to generate MLM leads for free and contact MLM distributors for free just searching for them. You know, so people buy leads for $5 or $7 a piece, and all I've got to do to find an MLM lead is search for an MLM distributor online that has his phone number. So what I did is I went to Google and I typed in MLM distributor phone numbers and come up with all sorts of people who have their phone number out there that are in an MLM company. And the point that I'm making behind this is you don't have to have a huge budget to put together a really impactful funnel that is really going to educate people, and you'll never ever run out of content, guys. That is the power of what we're sharing here, is that content is king. Bill Gates said it years ago. It's 100% the case today. If you have good content, then you are going to be able to make money online, okay? It's the king of the internet. You can get content from anywhere. Look in the home business section of StumbleUpon. Find home business articles. You know, write about different things that people can do to manage their time and put that in video format. Basically, you just have to come up with the ideas, and the ideas are already out there. They're already right there in front of your face. So basically, content in your follow-up. This is how you're going to come up with different concepts for different front ends. Okay, one front end could be how to create a great Facebook page without having to be a programmer. You know, that's a good front end for a funnel. I can put a video series together, and in that video series, I could, for instance, if I'm funneling people into LSN, I could educate people about the LSN tools inside of that video series, educating people on how to put together a cool Facebook page. Say, hey, by the way, guys, you don't only need a Facebook page if you're a business professional trying to promote your business online. You also need a sales funnel. And as an added bonus to this video series, I'm also going to give you a video series on how to create an effective sales funnel that converts visitors into buyers. You know, just and the cool thing is once you create these different video series, now you can put them together and you can add them as bonuses to your existing list and really provide value, exponential value, to every single person coming in, and they're going to love you. And guess what? You are going to be the expert because you're going to know more than 98% of the rest of the people, and 98% is the magic number there, guys. 98% of the people online who are trying to make money are failing. It's an actual statistic. The reason why they're failing is because they're not doing what we're showing you how to do on this case study. So, Keith, I'm going to go ahead and hand it back over to you, brother, and you can go on to the next one.
Yeah, I got a quick question. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Like, all right, you know how you made like the video with the words? How did you do that, like, to where it can just go to like the next bit of words?
I use my mouse scroller.
Mm-hmm.
You know the scroll button on your mouse, the little scroller in the middle? I just used the scroller and scrolled down through the slides.
Open Office, right, Chris? Created that.
Yeah, it's Open Office presentation.
Oh, okay, presentation, okay.
So you just click on New Open Office File, and then you select Presentation Document. And if you don't have Open Office, it's at openoffice.org. And you can also do it with PowerPoint. It's the same program.
Okay.
Michael, did you say something?
I was going to, and then you answered it with the PowerPoint. That was my question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the
Well, you also can use Google Drive to have a PowerPoint presentation built in there, too.
Yep. And the Screencast-O-Matic desktop tool is vital. And like I said, I think that's $14 a year. It takes the watermark off. It uploads directly to YouTube, too. Once I'm done with that presentation, I just click Upload to YouTube. I plug in my YouTube account, and I can type in my title and everything right there without having to actually log into YouTube and do it, just like Camtasia does. But this is a lot simpler than Camtasia is, and it has all the editing functionality of Camtasia as well. So instead of paying $400 for something, you can get it for free.
Perfect. Well, Chris, I think you did a good job there, man, and that was kind of cool. It was like a presentation within a presentation there, so kind of like that. Okay, so let's move on, guys, and this is the 5th step. And sometimes I have a tendency to deviate away from the content that we should be talking about, so I'm just going to read this here, Chris, verbatim, so I get this information out, and then I'll give my 2 cents on it. But the 5th point here is that we need to put your follow-up content on your LSN blog or use the LSN sales page creator tool to create individual pages for your follow-up. Guys, this is really, really important. Chris, I love your idea about this. You said your follow-up content needs to be linked from your email, okay, so from the actual email that goes out to an actual blog page or a page that you create using the LSN sales page creator tool. Now, if it were me, I would choose the first. I would definitely link it out to my blog, guys, because you know what? Ultimately, that's what's going to drive traffic for you, okay? The search engine traffic, it's like no other. I'm a huge PTC advertiser. I do pay-to-click advertising quite a bit. I test different funnels. I use free search engine traffic to test my funnels. So that's what, Chris, you were kind of alluding to, which was create different funnels. If you're using StumbleUpon, you can come up with different ideas for funnels because you never know when you're going to hit that funnel that's just going to take you to the next level, guys. I mean, I feel like probably, Chris, you said most people fail because they don't have all the pieces of the funnel together. That's true, definitely. And more importantly, guys, the front end of their funnel just doesn't work. It's not driving the right people into the funnel, okay? So even if you start bringing people into the funnel, then you have to start worrying about moving them through the funnel process like you talked about, Chris, and getting them through, you know, from free member, obviously stair-step them to basic member, then you want to get them to pro member and eventually to master distributor. So your funnel should always be focused on taking people from the free side all the way to the highest, you know, part, you know, in your company or whatever opportunity that is you guys are creating your funnels for. But that's really important, okay? So the blog page inside of your email, that's going to do a couple of things. When people are receiving your autoresponder emails, and you're linking out to your blog with a video on that page, you're driving traffic to your blog, which is a good thing. Guys, people are going to land on your blog. They're going to be more likely to stay on the blog. That's going to increase the amount of time that people spend on your blog. Alexa, Google, a lot of the search engines look at this stuff, okay? So whenever you can keep somebody on your blog for long periods of time, that's also going to help. That's going to search engine's going to look at that and say, okay, you know, this is good content on here. And not to mention, guys, that's the driving force of your business is going to be your blog, okay? And I understand people do different kinds of advertising, but for this case study, we are really going to be focusing on showing you guys how to get listed in the search engines and do all the right things to drive that kind of traffic, okay? So the easiest way to implement the strategy correctly is by using your LSN blog, which we just talked about. You definitely need to have that content on there, guys. So each video would be on a new page or a new post on your LSN blog. So you might want to spread those out and do an autoresponder every 2 days, every 3 days. You know what? It depends on what kind of audience you're bringing in. Sometimes you're going to want to hit them every day. And sometimes you're going to realize that people will opt out of your list really fast by sending an email every day. So sometimes you're going to hit them every 2 days, every 3 days. I don't know if there's any real right or wrong answer right now to tell you guys what you should do, if you should break it into 2 days or 3 days in between. I think that's part of the fun of network marketing and creating these funnels is figuring this stuff out, finding out what works, split testing ads, and finding what you think is going to work best for that particular funnel. Chris, did you want me to move on to homework, or did you want to cover that, or what do you want to do there?
Yeah, I'll cover it in just 1 second, but I want to let you guys know that was funny how it switched from me smiling cheesy-like to that. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but that was funny. I did want to do one more real quick screen capture presentation, guys, to show you actually how to put videos on your blog, because it's a little bit different than embedding videos, and we are working on giving you guys the capability to actually embed videos on your blog, but it's actually a security risk to use unfiltered HTML. So we're doing a couple of things. We're working on a workaround to be able to actually add embed codes for videos. We're also working on a workaround to be able to add your LSN form to the sidebar of your blog. And I believe our programmer is coming up with the plugin that you're going to be able to use on your LSN blog. And of course, if it's a plugin, you're going to be able to use it on any blog to actually import your LSN forms into the blog itself and be able to select the list right there from the sidebar. But an example of what Keith is talking about here, what I would do is I would click on Add New for Add New Post, and let's say this is my follow-up message. My follow-up message would not be the same title of my email. I want to think about a search engine optimized title. In other words, what would I be typing into Google if I was looking for the type of content that's going to be on this page? Okay, so if it's how to create a Facebook page without being a programmer, I could say easy way to create a stunning, use the adjectives, Facebook page. Okay, so easy way to create a stunning Facebook page. This could be my first video, and even if I have a video series, Google loves this, okay? Google loves multiple videos of the same series. They love multiple blog posts of the same series. So if I put part 1 right here, and I have part 2, part 3, part 4, it's going to be great for me, okay, in the eyes of the search engines, because I'm going to have that much more content that's related to easy way to create a stunning Facebook page, and all of this content is going to be linked together within the blog itself. So to add a video, which was my original intention, we're not going to go deep into blog training tonight, but I would just basically select the video, choose one of ours here. We'll select this one. Love looking at my goofy bald head. It's you know, people who say they don't like getting on camera, I mean, I really do not like getting on camera. It's uncomfortable to me, but I've just done it so much over the years, I guess, that it's something I'm comfortable with doing. But if I just paste the video URL, the actual watch URL there, this will actually draw the video into this post. So if I publish this, and then I go to view the post, it's actually going to draw that video in, or technically, and I had this problem last night where it wasn't working, but it does work. and I'm not sure why it's not working now. I know that sounds crazy, but it really does work. You just paste the video URL in there. Let me see why this maybe isn't working. I don't know if it's on private or what it is, but that's how you embed videos. And if for some reason we do have a glitch, we will take care of this. But you know, that's all you have to do to put the video in the blog post, and that's really what you want to do. You want to put the video, but not only put the video there, guys, you actually want to create content around that video. So I would put content down here that's related to that video, write 3 or 4 paragraphs that basically explain what I'm talking about in the video, and in those paragraphs, in that content, I want to link all of this content to all of the content that I've already created. So in part 2, I would want to link part 1 to part 2, and part 2 to part 1, part 3 to part 4, part 3 to part 2, part 4 to part 3, so on and so forth. So that builds your circular link structure within the blog itself. And we're not going to go deep into that this week. Like I said, we only have 10 minutes left. But that's basically, for those of you who are a little bit more advanced, you get the gist of what I'm talking about, and that's how you do videos. So not sure why that video didn't work, but I'm not going to really worry too much about it. We will figure it out.
I think it might have something to do with, you sure you need to have that watch part in there? Because I know whenever I use the smaller YouTube link and I just put it in there, it usually works for me. I don't know if it has something to do with that long.
You know, maybe that's the problem. Maybe if I click share video, and we'll paste this URL instead.
I think that works.
And see if that works. I did have a problem with this last night, though, so it may be just a glitch that's going on right now, because Matthew, our programmer, is working on the blog, so yeah. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not. But anyway, Keith, yeah, if you want to go over homework, man, of what we're going to do this week, and then we're going to open it up for questions, guys. If anybody has any questions that they'd like to ask, you can definitely do so after the webinar's over. But go ahead, Keith.
Okay. Yeah, that's really strange, though. I just added a video to my LSN blog the other day. And before we jump into homework real fast, I was just going to mention, I know we got this case study group going on here on Facebook. So I was thinking what I'll do is I'll post my capture page that I created in that case study group so you guys can watch it. I'm not going to bore you with my video here, so we got to sit there and watch it. But I'll put it on there. It's a short video. It's a video that tends to work good for me. It basically portrays me as the leader, like we talked about in the first step there, and that's really something that you should try to do. It works for me. It may not work for other people. Like what works for me may not work for you, and vice versa. So you got to find something that works, but don't just copy exactly what Chris or myself or somebody else in the group does, but use that and then try to build on that information. We may also want to consider, Chris, down the road, just maybe posting some blog links, you know, the LSN blog links in the group, so we can take a look at what your blog looks like once we start getting a little bit more further along, and we can comment and try to help people and say, hey, you know, the blog looks like it's going in the right direction, or maybe you need to add some stuff to it, because I think that'll help us too. I mean, of course, we wouldn't be advertising to anybody. It's just putting our blog links in there so we can educate each other on what we're doing. But the homework for tonight, guys, would be this week what we want you to do is work on your sales funnel. Okay, so you need to figure out what your follow-up is going to consist of. If you've already written your follow-up series for the first front-end LSN funnel like you should have done, then you need to create another front-end based on a different concept with the understanding that videos need to be the primary follow-up mechanism. Okay, so the video is important, guys. I feel like Kimberly and Michael, and there's a few others that are definitely into making videos, so I'm sure you guys can relate and probably definitely agree with us on this one, but video is powerful, okay? If you're not video marketing, you're missing the boat big time. So not only do we want to market on the front end with videos, because I'm still a huge video marketer, but I used to just focus on front end videos, and for some odd reason, I didn't really think about creating videos on the back end, you know? So definitely create back end videos for your funnel. Work on that. Create a second funnel for yourself if you already have your first one set up. If you don't have your first one set up, which you probably already should, then focus on videos. Okay, guys, we want you to get comfortable in front of the camera. You know, if this is going to work, you're going to have to get yourself positioned in front of the camera. Use Screencast-O-Matic, as there's no right or wrong answer to how many videos you should be creating as far as do I create 3 Screencast-O-Matic videos and 3 webcam videos, you know, that's up to you. You guys got to decide what works best for you. I like to mix it up. You know, I like to get personal in front of the camera, but me, I honestly feel like some of my best videos are done with Camtasia and Screencast-O-Matic. I like to do those presentation kind of videos. I like to do those educational, get back there and show people the back office and show them the tools and how it works. Because guys, if you keep things short, and that's my last tip for tonight, the videos, unless you really have thought this through and you have some kind of monster presentation that you know is just going to grab people the right way, I would say focus on keeping your videos somewhat short. There's going to be times where you make a follow-up video and it's going to have to be 10 minutes or longer. There's just no way to get around some of this stuff. But you know what? Consider breaking it up. You know, if it's a 15-minute video, maybe put it in 2 parts. Part 1, Part 2. Chris, you mentioned something like that. I love to keep videos somewhere in the range of between 3 minutes and 9 minutes long. And when you're doing your funnel and your back-end videos, they tend to be a little bit longer than the front-end videos because this is where you're more or less educating people. But just don't bore people with a 30, 40, 50-minute video. They're probably not going to have the attention span to watch that. You know, if you can't sit down and watch a 40 or 50-minute video, then most people probably won't either. Okay, so you need to understand this is definitely a situation where content is king. The more content,
unless you're a part of our case study. Sorry to step on you.
Yeah, understand the content is king, guys. You know, that's the most important thing that we can share with you. I hope you get the trend here. You know, share your educate people and share your success with people. Show them a solution to a major issue that they have out there. Get creative. Think outside the box. And next week we are definitely jumping into the blog. This is like, I'm so excited about this stuff, guys, because the blog has literally changed my business. It's changed the way I look at network marketing, and it's literally generated a full-time income for me. Along with video marketing, but the blog is definitely like 70% responsible for it. So I guess we're done. Let's open it up, Chris, unless you have anything you want to add. We can open up for questions.
No, I'd love to hear if anybody has anything they want to add or any questions from anybody this evening.
Well, yeah, I have a question. This is all new to me, the Hangout and all that. Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you wonderfully. Samuel, go ahead.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm just learning how this thing works, but yeah, my question is on the front end of the funnel. Let's see. I've been trying to, in the back office, LSN back office, I've been trying to separate my funnel from the autoresponder, and I don't know how to do that exactly.
Okay, you're trying to separate it. You're trying to separate it from the default autoresponder.
Well, see, I don't really understand how that works back there, because let me show you. If I go in and let me see here. Should I go to showcase?
Here, just a second, Samuel. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm going to show you real quick. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I go to leads, log in. Okay, I want to go to Marketing Hub, and then I want to go down to Email Autoresponder.
Right.
I want to click on Add New Message or Add Autoresponse Message. I want to go to Manage Contact Groups if I want to create my own list, or I can select one of the lists that are already created. Okay, so if I want to, and I recommend actually going in and creating your own list, so I can click on Manage Contact Groups, and then I can put Chris LSN Leads. Okay, I'm going to add this group. I'm going to go back to my Marketing Hub. I'm going to go back to my Email Autoresponder. I'm going to click on Add Autoresponse Message, and then I'm going to type in my autoresponse message. So this is going to be my subject line. This is going to be my body. And then this is going to be how my message is going to be delivered. So the first message that I create for this particular group is going to go out instantly. Okay, and like Keith was talking about earlier, second message may go out on day 2, may go out on day 7, whenever you want it to go out. You're going to have to test that and see which works best. The next thing is I would select the lead list. So Chris's LSN leads, I would click on Add Message, then I can go to the next message, check Chris's LSN leads. When I go to my capture pages now on Sales Funnels, capture pages that you've created, Okay, I can select any one of these capture pages that I've created and actually not look at the capture page, but actually edit it. So on this capture page, I want to go to Advanced Settings, and underneath Advanced Settings, I want to go to Chris's LSN leads. I'm going to select that. Now, on my redirect URL, where do I want them to go after they fill out the form? And this is dependent on what my front-end message is, okay, what my funnel is all about. If I'm telling them that I'm going to deliver a message about, or I'm going to deliver a video to them, maybe I want to send them directly to that video. If I'm saying something else, maybe I want to send them to my LSN main page, my main LSN page. Maybe I want to send them to one of my vlog pages. It just depends on what the front end of that message says. If I say I'm giving them a video, I want to go ahead and I want to forward them to the video that they're going to watch, and then have the join link for my opportunity below that video, or have it appear below the video after the video plays using one of the tools that are out there. Does that make sense? Did you kind of get the gist of it?
Yes, I did. And as far as a sales page, because I mean, a sales page, is that different from?
It is. A sales page is just basically a blank template, okay, without the autoresponder form. So when you're going through the capture page to create capture pages, if I go to sales funnels and then I go to create a sales page, I can basically edit a blank page, create a totally blank page. Okay, it's going to bring up the editor just like it does on the capture page tool.
Oh, I get it.
This page is going to be totally blank, where I can put a video, I can put a border around it, I can upload images and do all that stuff right here within LSN.
So you could use it for a forwarding URL, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, okay.
Absolutely, you could do that. Now, what you're going to want to do is once you save this page, so I'd actually have to type something into this, but if I, for example, make changes on this page, this is not going to save in your little back office here, okay? So you actually, when you're viewing your page, you want to save this URL right here, or you're going to lose it. So once you create the page, just copy and paste it. Now I can backspace and go back to editing this page, but once I navigate away from this page, it's not going to show up in my pages. So you actually want to copy that URL and paste it into a Word document or something like that where you have it. You can go back to it when you're done with it, when you're done with the editing, and paste that into your redirect URL box.
Hey, Chris, I'm going to jump in quick because I found them. I found where these things live.
Oh, Michael, please share.
Hold on a second. Let me do a screen share.
Okay.
That was one of my things. I'm like, Jesus Christ, where the fuck do I find it? Yeah, I'm like, hold on. Oh, pardon my language, guys. Oh, and we're live. Sorry about that. Okay, let me go here. Oh, that's something I was working on. Let me go up here because that's one of mine. Let me go like this. I was working on one today, and because I missed the beginning, I didn't understand how to get that one to open up. I'm so glad we walked through that. Thank you. I forgot who walked through that. Okay, so sales funnels. Edit your sales pages. Right here, my landing pages. And you can't really, like, the one we were just looking at that's actually super ugly, but it's right here. So they're back here. So again, it's just once you go to edit your pages, all right, here, let me back up one more so you can see it again.
Landing page.
So this is that one that looks like this, right? So edit my pages, my landing pages.
Oh, thank you so much, man. That was bothering me. I was like, where in the world could that be? I knew they had to be somewhere, but
because I would have to save them too. I'm like, how do I get back to it? And then one day we were frustrated and going through this. I'm like, what is this? And I clicked on it. I'm like, holy shit, there it is. So I just wanted to throw that out since you were saying that because I could fix it.
So one other question: is there a particular reason why the pictures don't come up on that that screen that was just up there? You just took it off. Let me.
Are you talking about the HTML format of it?
Right, like it'll show you the picture or even the name of the page you created. Like you saw the Facebook image, but when like you create one.
Yeah, I have no idea why it's like that.
Okay. All right. Well, great. Appreciate you answering my question.
Oh,
Absolutely, Samuel.
and Samuel, just so you know, if you need that in like slower or you want to repeat it, if you go to the back office and you click on that training tab at the top of the bar, there's a thing that says, if you click on training, you'll see one. It'll say resources, Saturday trainings. There's one that says how to use tools, and if you click on there, there's a bunch of videos in there, and one of them, I believe it's the sales funnel broadcast.
Oh.
That's going to walk you through how to create the other groups so that you can do exactly what Chris was showing you, but it's going to show it to you so you can do it while you're by yourself and you can pause it and rewind.
All right, cool. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. I've been digging in here. It's a challenge. Since I'm talking though, I have a couple questions. May I ask?
Yes.
Do we? Because I was working on stuff, which is the kind of what you saw a second ago. But I think I'm missing the dimension sizes. Is there a proper dimension that we want to use for our, if we're going to create images outside and bring them in so that, because I'm very meticulous and it's hard for me to edit inside of this little tiny box we use, so I just want to import an image that's done?
Yeah, I would say, Keith, and you can expound on this, but I would say anywhere from 800 pixels wide to 1,000 pixels wide on the header image, and then obviously you want your content to be centered, so you can actually use tables inside to, center that content, and then the inside images obviously want to be less than that, but I would say 800 to 1,000 pixels wide is about the average. And if you want like an old school style thin sales letter template, you want to go about 700 to 750, but I like the wider style 3.0 templates myself. Unless you want to go all the way across, Michael, and then you might want to use like a 1,500 pixel wide or 1,400 pixel wide header, which will go across the top of the majority of screens.
I did one that size, and then it would go off the screen, which leads to my second question. Is there a way to get them so that, because if we're building them this way and someone opens it on their phone, it's not friendly. Is there something out there that we can write everything in so that when we bring it over, the HTML, we just paste the HTML?
It depends on what the filters are, on what HTML we're able to add. You can actually do that. We actually have done that. Keith and I have done that on some of the projects that we've worked on. We actually had to have our programmer do it. But there is a way to insert a certain HTML code that will automatically resize. And Michael, when in question, when in doubt, go to Google. And I would recommend Googling it, and you'll probably find some great information on that code. I've just never done it. So,
right.
But there is something you can do.
Okay. And and then the last question is, and thank you for that one. In video embedding, you're talking about embedding videos with the emails. Now, when I was playing with the actual LSN autoresponder, I saw that we could, but then they wouldn't embed. So then I was wondering, if we put our YouTube video in there, it takes them to YouTube, which can, send them to a rabbit hole of anything and everything. Would you if we send them to the blog, they could still get distracted. If we send them to a landing page, would that be the smartest way to go?
It absolutely you could do that. And the blog is easier for the majority of people, which is why we went over the blog tonight, putting that content on the blog. But you can actually embed into the landing pages, but you just can't use the iframe. So anything but an iframe, like the object embed tags, you can use the object, the old YouTube. So like on YouTube, you can click on the old embed code, or you can go to VTube Tools like we showed on last week's presentation, and actually use the old embed code for YouTube. That embed code will actually work on the landing pages.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
Yep.
One question: how do I find the case study on Facebook?
Actually, we have a case study group, Samuel, and if you will send Keith or myself a message, we want to add everybody to that. I'm glad you brought that up. So if anybody is not added to the group on Facebook, please let us know, and we will add you to that group manually.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, I haven't been added yet.
Yes, Denise, because you and I were not, I don't know if we're connected on Facebook, but yeah, if you're not in the group, go ahead and send us an email and we'll add you. We have to add you manually to that, so either send an email to LSN Mastery or contact Keith or myself on Facebook.
Yeah, I just added you, Samuel. I don't have you on Facebook, Denise, so I wasn't able to add you there. But if you want to just add us, we'll definitely make sure you get in the group there.
Okay, great. I'm already in.
Yep, I just added you.
Well, I have a question. Do y'all always write your own content, or do y'all sometimes outsource it?
I don't like to outsource because I don't like spending money that I don't have to spend. But it's not a bad idea to outsource. I mean, I'm not going against it or anything. But I'm a pretty creative person, so I like to write. And like I was saying, Denise, if you'll go to websites like StumbleUpon, if you'll look at trending content within the industry that you're writing about, and just read other people's content, it will stimulate ideas for you. And then you can take that information, and of course you want to put it into your own words, but it makes it easier to do that, and it gives you a lot of different content ideas. There's all kinds of information that you can write about if you look, but you got to look out there. Outsourcing, I've never done it, but some people do and have great success with it. So
I have outsourced quite a bit in the past, and the only thing that I would recommend when you outsource is to make sure that you're getting articles that are specific for you. So some people will say, hey, I need an article on this topic, and they don't realize that person that's writing that content is also sharing that content with 10 or 20 or 50 other people.
Yeah, it might be a PLR.
You want to have original content. So, I mean, you could go to Fiverr.com, and I forget the other one. Those are kind of the cheaper ones, or you can go to, what's the site that we use, Chris, with our programmer? Elance, right, elance.com. You could hire some people off of Elance, and they'll definitely, we've had a lot of success on Elance, but Chris, I think what you were saying, man, is I would always choose to do content my own, and I'm not a great writer by any means, but I definitely would choose to get the content, written by myself, and then the more you write, the more you'll get better at it, of course, too. So, and Chris, you did give us a bunch of ideas on how we can get content. One thing I wanted to mention while I got the mic here real fast, this is something I forgot to mention in the training, about educating people with your follow-up series. One of the things that I got good at, and I think you guys can probably work this into your follow-up structure. When you follow up with people, don't try to just sell them into your business. I think that's one of the newbie mistakes that a lot of us make, and I definitely made that with a follow-up is, hey, John, thanks for joining. LSN, thanks for taking a look. Now we need you to upgrade to Pro. That's not the way you want to do it. You want to try to educate them and slowly work them through that process and find a creative way to get them to upgrade. So, for example, if I created a funnel about helping people to get listed in the search engines, what I would do was I would give away just a little bit of information in the next 2 or 3 videos, almost like a teaser course like Mike Diller did, where you just give just enough information where they can start to understand how this works and start to see the big picture. And then you say, hey, if you want the rest of the information, you're going to have to join my elite mastermind group, my team. In order to do that, you got to go ahead and upgrade at least at the basic level in LSN. This is going to show me that you're serious. This is going to put forth the commitment. And then you tell people, look, we're working with hundreds of people, so we need to identify you as a leader, and in order to do that, you got to take the next step. So that's the kind of follow-up we're talking about. That's going to really help you. It's going to help your people come through the follow-up process, and I guarantee your conversions are going to go up if you do that. So think about educating your people first. I'm not against promotion. I'm not against signing people up. Trust me, that's the, of course, the end idea is to get them to get into your, join at the basic level and then move their way up. But you got to be creative about it, and you can't be too pushy in that follow-up series. So just wanted to mention that.
Thanks.
Any other questions we got here, guys, tonight, or we're good?
All right, sweet. Hey, guys, thank you for showing up again on another Wednesday night, kind of late. We really appreciate your effort that you're putting into this. So we'll send the PDF out to you tomorrow, probably, and be sure you follow the homework. Be sure that you do the follow-up this week. And then next week we're going to get deeper into this. We're just going to keep going. And you guys are going to be blown away with the information that you're going to have by the time we get 8 weeks down the road into this. So thanks again for coming, everybody, and we will see you next time.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.